Okay, and we are live. Today we're making some back to school inspired cakesicles. And I'm kind of thinking of doing like a blackboard um, inspired one. And I wanted to use a different mold because I haven't used this one for a while. So I thought this would be a little bit fun for a little bit of texture. So I am melting down my black candy melts right now for our nice base. See how we're doing. This is after just 30 seconds. And I already done these and like put them away. So this is just remelting them. I don't know the exact amount for this. Probably maybe about a half a cup or so. I think they need a little bit more time. But not too much. So I think I'm gonna do like 10 seconds and see where we're at. Okay, I'm also melting down some chocolate because I prefer the flavor of chocolate melts to the white ones that I use to dye the black. So I'm going to also add some of those for additional flavor. The white ones are just like vanilla flavored, but they're very, very subtle. So, yeah. Okay, let's see how we're doing here. A little bit on the thick side, so I think I might want to use a little bit of vegetable oil to smooth it out. Just a tiny bit. Just a little bit to, you're gonna see how like they're still a bit thick, so I just want them a little bit thinner to work with here. Okay, I like that consistency better. I think it's going to be easier to work with. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go in with our black melts for our base here. And we can either fill up the whole cavity and then pour it out, or I think I'm just going to do this spooning like up the sides like I'm doing right now. Okay, let's tap that. And we can dump out the excess so that it is not too thick. If it wants to come out, there we go. Hi from Mississippi. Hello, thank you so much for joining. I hope you're having a good Friday. Okay, let me get my offset spatula so I can scrape that. Okay, just to smooth the top, actually I'm gonna add a little bit right there, or else that's going to bug me. Okay, that's better. And also another little, just a little extra tapping just to make sure that all the air bubbles are gone. I think I might pour it one more time. Let's see if we have a little more extra that can come out. It's never very fun to have like a big old chunk of candy melts. You want it a nice, not too thin or else it's gonna break when you demold it, but fairly thin so that it's a more pleasant eating experience, if you will. Okay. Before I might just make the two for right now. We want to add this, our little sticks, before they have a chance to start setting. Well, looks cool. What are you making? Hi, thanks for joining. We're making some back to school inspired Cakesicles today. And I'm using some black melts, and instead of like a flat, like plain one, I decided to use this fun kind of, I don't even know how to describe this one, but I decided to use this mold in particular because I thought it just looked fun. So we're making our base right now. I want to put our stick in here. Get in. Ah! Want to put our stick in while our melts are still melty, if you will. And we can add a little bit of our melts. I like to add a little bit around the stick just to make sure, even like letting a little bit fall to the side, just to make sure that it has a little bit more support and it's a little more stable. Same thing with right here. Come on, there we go. Okay, and then we're gonna add a little more melts just like before. And a little more tap, tap, tap. Just trying to make them nice and straight because these will set and you can't move them after. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna grab a little tray. And pop this in, I think the fridge, I don't want it to set too quickly with the freezer. Usually with the silicone mold it's fine, but just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna pop it in the fridge. Yeah, fun is always better than playing. Agreed. Makes it so much more interesting. Okay, so we're popping that in the fridge just for a couple minutes, and in the meantime we can make our little chalkboard letters. Okay, let me clean up my melts here. There we go. Okay, so we've got some letter molds. If it was the flat one, I actually have this idea that I want to try where you write on the Cakesicle with candy melts, like it's a little crayon or a piece of chalk. But for today, because it has the ridges and everything, I figured I'm going to do like an ABC, just cute little decoration for our chalkboard. Clean off my offset spatula really quick before I forget. Okay. There we go. And then we're going to use some white melts for our letters. I'm just using, for these ones, Wilton Bright White Candy Melts. And with these ones, I almost always have to thin out Wilton melts, so have the vegetable oil on hand. Gonna pop this in there for about 30 seconds to start. I heard of that. Where did you find the mold? I've been looking for that one. I've been looking for one like that. So if you're talking about the Cakesicle molds, I believe I found that at one of my local cake supply stores, but I have seen it on like Amazon. If you're searching for like Cakesicle molds, I have seen them on there. And then this one I did get from Amazon for the little letters. And I do have numbers, but I think I left that one in my office. So we're just going to work with our letters for today. Okay, check on our melts. There we go. Okay, yeah, these are barely just starting to melt. So I'm gonna pop this in there for maybe like 20-25 seconds. There's a little bit of melty action going, but still needs quite a bit. What am I gonna do for you? Yeah, 25. Okay. Yeah, now I'm hungry a little just thinking about food. Same. All right, Cakesicles are gonna be made kind of more like a cake truffle consistency because I have vanilla cake scraps and also some chocolate ganache. That's always what I prefer personally. Let me know in the chat or in the comments later if you guys have ever tried like a cake truffle type consistency or if it's always just a cake pop. I always like it better because I don't know, buttercream, it's fine, but I just prefer other things, like especially when it's cakes and cupcakes and stuff. I love a filling, you know, like ganache or pastry cream or something like that. So I love using the ganache and cake scraps to make a, in my opinion, tastier cake. You know, truffle or cake pop or cakesicle, whatever it is. Okay. We're doing pretty good. These are melting better than other ones I've had, which is good. But you can tell they are quite thick. So gonna definitely need to thin these out. Okay, I think stirring through, I think I was able to get everything all melty. Yeah, not seeing any little pieces, so I'm just gonna use a little bit of our vegetable oil to thin it out. You can also use what's called Easy Thin, which is, I believe, a Wilton specific product, but also I've heard of like Paramount Crystals. I haven't personally used that because I honestly don't make, you know, Cakesicles and cake pops and all that kind of stuff super often, so I just usually use vegetable oil because I have it on hand already for cooking. Okay, I like that consistency better. I don't want to thin it too much. I want it to be able to go in the mold. I think this is a pretty good consistency. Not as thin if I wanted to dip it, but for our mold purposes, I think it's going to work perfectly fine. Chocolate ganache. Yes, chocolate ganache is always so good. Yeah, I've tried one, but only a year ago and once. Yes, like I said, I always prefer the, this is my chocolate ganache left over from another project. I always prefer the flavor of that because it tastes like a truffle. It just, you know, with like a little bit of extra something with the cake mixed in there. Okay, let's do our ABC really quick. then we're gonna tap, it might get kind of messy, but we're gonna tap, 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 tap. You can see all those air bubbles coming up, filling in that space. Just try and scrape off a little excess right now so it doesn't get everywhere on the parchment paper. All right, a little more tapping to get it to settle in there. Not seeing any more bubbles coming up on our main letters here, so I think we're pretty good. Just want to make sure there's good. Oh, some of it did get over the side. It snuck by me. Just scrape off our excess here. With our offset spatula. I would say the offset spatula is probably one of my most used kitchen tools. Oop. I feel like I scraped a little bit too hard over here. Okay, I feel like that should be good. Clean up the sides so we're not all messy. Okay, we can set our white mats to the side, and then I'm going to grab the sheet pan so we can swap out our molds here. Because this should be set. Yes. Our black melts have set. We just want to be careful not to move it or anything because it can actually crack the sides with how thin it is. So we're popping our letters on our sheet pan and popping that in the fridge now to set. Actually, for these, I'm gonna pop these in the freezer because I just like to make sure they're like really, really cold when I'm getting them out so that, you know, my fingers don't start melting them by accident. Okay, so next, oh wow, when I joined there were only 3 people here. Now there's 7 and 19 people watching. Oh cool. Stuff like that can be so hard, so when I see people doing this, it's quite cool to me. Oh, well, I'm so glad you joined the live today. Came late, what are you making? Thanks for joining. Happy Friday. Today we're doing some back to school inspired cakesicles, and we're going kind of with like a chalkboard, blackboard kind of thing. So we have some black melts down here. I'm gonna add some chocolate melts because I did mention earlier that I would just prefer the flavor of the chocolate ones personally. So when I can kind of sneak them in there a little bit more instead of having just a full white vanilla coating, or, you know, the vanilla flavored melts. I just prefer the chocolate flavored ones. I'm trying to clean this up so we don't get it on the bottom of our other mold. There we go. Okay, so I have a little bit of chocolate melts. I'm gonna start melting those down now. I shouldn't say long because there's not very much of them. But we're basically gonna help reinforce this side, just kind of add another layer in there. Oh, that's cool. I'm so excited for school. Yay! It's so exciting. I haven't had to think about back to school in so long, but my mom threw it out there. She was like, why don't you do some back to school stuff? You don't really do that kind of stuff. So I was like, yeah, that sounds fun. It has been a while since I've had to do anything like that. So good luck to anybody going back to school, any teachers going back to school. I feel like the times are so scattered as to when people go back these days that it's like it starts super duper early and goes all the way to like September. Okay, definitely getting some melty action here, but probably need another like 15 to 20 seconds to finish, or at least get enough heat to finish melting the rest of this. I'm gonna start with 15 just to be on the safe side. And making sure my offset spatula is clean from our white melts. Taking my spoons out of my melt bowls because sometimes they can get a tad stuck and they can't go in the microwave, of course, because they're metal. There we go. Okay, this is looking a lot more melty. All right, I think I'm even gonna add a little touch of salt. I don't always do this, but once in a while I like to add just a little bit to the melts to help kind of balance the sweetness. So I think just a little bit. How many kids do you have? I do not have any except for my fur baby Lily, who's gonna be 8 in October. I can't even believe that. She's growing so fast. I moved, so I'm going to a new school. Nervous though because it's a massive school. Oh, good luck with everything. I know that can be really freaky going to a new school. All fur babies are the best. Yes, she is my little spoiled baby. And I also have my niece pup Pen or Penny, who also is just adorable and hilarious, and yeah. Which they're like best friends, but when they're actually together, they don't actually hang out. They just like to be in the vicinity of each other. It's just they're very quirky and funny. Okay, so we're gonna add some of our melts here. Making sure to get those sides. Working quickly because the mold and melts from before are still pretty cold. So we're gonna set kind of fast. So I'm actually going to flip this one and shake it before I even get to the other one. Just to get the excess out of there. Shake, shake, shake. Okay. Scrape a little bit and then tap that one so that it kind of settles. The melts still look a little bit thick. I'm gonna try just another shake to see if I can get a little bit more out. Come on. Okay, that looks a little bit better. I just keep scraping the sides because you could leave it on the outside and just kind of break it off later, but it just helps to keep things a little bit more clean and easier to demold later. Okay, let's do our other one. Okay, I'm gonna flip that upside down too and give it a good shake. Shake, shake, shake. Hey, for me, I truly eat anything if it's a dessert. Yeah. What's your favorite kind of flavor? It's always interesting finding that kind of stuff out. I always love anybody that's up for any type of dessert stuff because, of course, I make a whole variety. But it's always interesting to see what kind of flavors people enjoy. Come on. This one's coming out, but that one, shake, shake, shake. There we go. Just don't want to make it too thick like I mentioned. I want to actually have some filling in there. There we go. Got a bit messy, but give that a little tap here. Okay, I think we look pretty good. The sides are still a tad thin, so I might reinforce it right before we add our cake mixture. But for now, I want to let these start to set. There's still a bit much chocolate in that second one that we just did, so let me see if I can kind of scoop a little bit out, since it doesn't want to come out the other way. But I don't want to scrape and mess up the bottom. So I'm like gently getting some of our excess out like this. And kind of tap it. Maybe just a teensy bit more. Okay, I don't want to test it too much, so we're going to call that good. Clean off my offset spatula again. Then we can also use those melts to seal the back as well. You could use the black one, so it's all the same on like the absolute outside of it, but no one's going to see the bottom, so I usually like to do chocolate to seal it up. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we're grabbing our little letters here out of the freezer, and we're gonna pop our Cakesicle mold on here. And I think once again, I'm gonna stick with putting it in the fridge. We're gonna pop out our letters really quick whilst I catch up in the chat. Hey, give me the rest of the chocolate if you don't need it. Okay, so you like chocolate. Dark chocolate with mint or dark chocolate with strawberry. Another one is salted caramel with dark chocolate. Big dark chocolate fan because I grew up on it. Same. All those flavors that you just mentioned, I love those combinations. Like, whenever people ask me like my favorite flavors, it kind of depends on my mood, honestly. Like, it used to be straight chocolate and mint, but now I love like chocolate caramel, chocolate and berry, like strawberry or raspberry. And of course, still mint chocolate is always going to be in my heart, but I've expanded and I like more stuff, but I love dark chocolate as well. So I see very little spots that we missed with the melts, which is good. Maybe I'll knock a lot of those air bubbles out of there. I think I like this one better and this one. Gotta be careful with the ones that have curves like this because they can break pretty easily, which is why I like to pop it in the freezer. Come on, there you go. That one looks pretty good too. Huh, I like the second ones for all of them. You can go to the side, and then with these ones, you can either pop them out and use them for something else, or just pop them out and remelt them with the rest of them. So I'm just gonna set these over here for now. Finally, someone who agrees. Yes, I know you find so many people who are like, dark chocolate, ew. It's like, it's so good. Oh, raspberry is good. Yeah, that's definitely, I always prefer raspberry over strawberry just because I like that really nice tart pop of flavor, especially when you pair it with chocolate. But of course, both are good. They came out so perfect. Wow, I couldn't if I try. You absolutely could if you try. Doing stuff like this is very easy, and especially it's all about practice. If you want to do stuff like this or pretty much anything in life, it's always just try it and see how you do. If you enjoy it, just keep practicing and you'll get better and better. Okay, I think while we're letting our other stuff set, we're going to whip up our mixture. So I have a bigger bowl, and then we're doing, get out, our vanilla cake scraps. And if you see chocolate in there, it's because I had Oreo on the bottom. Some of them got attached while I was cutting out the centers. And to do this part, I don't like mixing with my hand. I prefer with a glove, so. Oh, can't wait to see this. Yes, it's always so satisfying doing the mixture. And you don't need a ton of ganache either. I like to add a little extra because, again, flavor. But see, we have our ganache right here. Just gonna scoop out a nice chunk. Like if you're using buttercream, you want to try and use as little as possible. But with ganache, I like to be a little more generous. Like there's that much. But let's be honest, I want a better chocolate flavor, so I'm gonna add a little bit more. Also, these are Cakesicles, so they're easier to do than, in my opinion, than like a cake pop, because cake pops you definitely need that nice thick base, or else it's gonna fall off the lollipop, not be as fun. Yeah. So now we're just gonna squish this together. We'll see if we need to add any more ganache based on the consistency. What is that? Oh, it's this. Thank you both for joining and popping in the chat. We are making some back to school inspired Cakesicles because it is that time already. I was mentioning that I haven't had to deal with back to school stuff in a long time. And it's hard to believe that it's already this time of year again. Like we are less than 2 weeks away to September, which is just crazy to me. It feels like it was so long to get to fall because that's my favorite time of year. And then all of a sudden it's here almost, and just, it's crazy how fast the summer went. I just like to kind of squish it together. A couple little pieces popping out here. I want to see if we like the consistency. Also, sometimes I give it a little taste if I'm trying to make sure that the flavor kind of pops and is nice and balanced and everything. Once it's a pretty well mixed mixture, in chemistry we call it a homogeneous mixture, when it's all mixed together like this. I like the thickness. I think it's pretty good. It's not like super mushy, has a little bit of structure to it. Maybe, like I said, I always add a little bit too much ganache, but I don't mind that. I'm gonna give it a little try. You can definitely taste the chocolate, but it's not like hitting you over the head, which for this purpose is good. Okay, so I think we're good. It's all mixed together. I'm gonna grab my tray really quick so we can just fill it right away. Try not to touch anything with my gloved hand. Okay, so we're just going to fill it with some of our mixture here. And this is definitely more than we need for this, so I'll need to make some more later. I'm just going to press it into our mold. And I like to try and press some underneath the popsicle stick as well so we can fill in all the space. But we want to make sure that we're not filling it all the way to the tippy top because we want a little bit of space for our chocolates. Hold on, gotta catch up. Have you ever tried pumpkin with chocolate, like pumpkin spice, the perfect Halloween mix? I have tried, not a ton. I do want to experiment a little bit more with that later. One of my top favorite things is, I'm obsessed with it every fall, is pumpkin and caramel things, and also sometimes throw in pecans in there for a little bit of crunch. But pumpkin and caramel, I love that combination. But I have actually made and posted, I think it was one of my first years on YouTube. I made a pumpkin cheesecake with a Oreo crust, so that has that pumpkin and chocolate combination. Let's see. Yeah, pumpkin with chocolate does sound a little bit strange, but if you get the right balance, it is really good. Also, yeah, pumpkin spice, like cinnamon and chocolate, is of course a great combination as well. It's all about finding like the right balance, though. For me, I don't like it to be overpowering either way. It needs to be like kind of balanced. I take a little bit out of this one. And then, oh, you don't have that in your country, okay. Yeah, not actual pieces of pumpkin, but actually I have done like a pumpkin mocha cake. So it had like a chocolate and what was it? Espresso, I think, either pastry cream or a ganache. I can't remember for sure because it's been a while. That is also a tutorial that I posted a few years ago. And that was also a very, very good combination as well. Oh, you scared me. We got a question. What's she making? Oh, yes. Thank you for joining. I am making some, as Cat Plays mentioned, I'm making some back to school cakesicles. Yes, you got that correct. Pumpkin caramel is delicious. Yes, always so good. Well, you're almost done. That was actually fast. Yeah, these ones go pretty quick. As long as I don't fill them too much. I'm trying to balance them out a little bit here. Because like I said, we need some space for our chocolate backing. I'm trying to do this and also catch up in the chat at the same time. That she thought about us, poor mistreated students. Oh, I hope you guys have a good school year. I know it's crazy, but it's worth it to get through it, and you'll be done before you even know it, honestly. It goes by faster and faster each year, I can promise you that. Like, I've already been graduated from college for, oh my gosh, like 7 years at this point. So to say that is very weird. It goes by faster and faster every year. And yeah. How can I get your tutorials? Can you please do one more? Tutorials, yes, you can go to the regular video tab on my channel. You'll see that there's one that says shorts. Those are the short videos that get posted every day. And then the regular video ones, those are all the tutorial videos. So those are the full length, longer videos where I share recipes and longer decorating tutorials, and all that kind of fun stuff. So you'll be able to find the couple of videos that I just mentioned, the pumpkin Oreo cheesecake and the pumpkin mocha cake. Those ones were, like I said, posted a few years ago at this point, but both of those were very, very tasty and I highly recommend. Okay, I feel like they still might be a little bit too full, but we're gonna roll with it. Okay. Let's see, my last school I hated. Some kid broke both their legs down the stairs because kids thought it was funny to push others down the stairs. Oh my goodness, I hope they're okay. I can't even imagine doing that to somebody. I never get bullying. Yeah, the whole treat others how you want to be treated is how I was always raised and thought. So I just can't even imagine. But I hope you definitely have a better time at your new school. I didn't really have stairs. We didn't have like levels to the schools that I went to. They were all like a little more spread out and single layer. So I luckily didn't have to worry about stairs. Someone did the same at your school. That's horrible how you can hurt someone like that and think it's funny. Oh my God. Yeah, it's crazy how many people find joy in that. I don't understand people finding joy in other people's misery. Like, you have to be a very miserable person to think that that's a funny thing to do. Okay, we're remelting our chocolate because it's solid now. 30 seconds should do it. I'm also grabbing my kitchen torch. I made some, but they were too bumpy. Are you talking about Cakesicles or are you talking about cake pops? So those are definitely a little bit, I always find cake pops a bit trickier. Let me know, Rhonda, in the comments. Or also, if you're talking about like the consistency of the filling, let me know if that's what you mean, so I can hopefully help troubleshoot. Okay. Okay, I think we look pretty good. Nice and melty. There's some stuff stuck to the spoon, but that's fine. And we're going to gently, don't do this at home if you don't have experience, please. I'm gonna use my kitchen torch to just lightly remelt the edges of our chocolate so it seals it a little bit better. With a silicone mold, you don't usually want to do it with this, but you want to do it with like a polycarbonate, but I try it out once in a while, and as long as I don't get close, I don't do anything with the polycarbonate or with the silicone. So I can see that it's starting to get a little bit shiny, which tells me that it's melty. So we're gonna spoon some of our chocolate on top. Okay. Kind of flatten them a bit and get some air bubbles knocked out there. And we're gonna scrape just like we did before, back into our chocolate bowl. Haha, I didn't overfill it this time. Usually you can see, obviously, the stuff as you scrape it if you overfilled it, but I didn't do it this time. I just like filling better, so that's why I have a tendency to overfill. Because you could also stuff, if your cakesicle is thick enough, now that I think about it, if your cakesicle mold is thick enough that you could actually do, press some cake in there and then also fill it with like some caramel, which would be really tasty. You have a lot of options, which is why I prefer Cakesicles and like molded cake pops to regular cake pops, because you can do so much more with them. But let's see. No, I'm gonna pop them in the, I think I'm gonna do freezer. I usually tend to prefer freezer when it comes to demolding stuff, just to make sure it's nice and cold. You just don't want to keep it in there for too long, or else the cake on the inside is going to get completely frozen, and then when it's out of the mold, it kind of gets condensation on it because the cold from the from the inside, kind of like a glass of ice water, it gets condensation on the outside because of room temperature on the outside. So we're gonna pop this in the freezer just for about a minute or two. And I'm gonna catch up in the chat in a second. Putting away a couple things. How many lives do you do usually? I try to do one every single week, usually Fridays, but once in a while I switch it up and I let you guys know if it's gonna be on a different day. But almost always it's Fridays at the same time, 10 a.m. Pacific time. Oh, now I'm really hungry. It's perfect. Oh, thank you so much. What about the letters? They go on last. Yes, the letters will go on last. We need to demold it first. Let's see. I went to check out your page. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to answer that either here or if you pop it into a comment. I have it on my schedule to start to get more caught up on the comment sections. It's just been, like I said, the summer went by so fast. It's just blowing my mind. Oh, there's 23 people watching now. Yay! Yay, more people. I know. It's like, I forget to look at that sometimes because of how into the making of what I'm doing. That didn't even make sense. It's Friday. When I'm really into making the item, then sometimes I don't remember to look at that. So, but it is fun to see a lot of people joining. And yeah, I don't have kids, but I definitely know what back to school stuff is like. So this sounded like a fun one to do. And I think next week, I'm trying to think of what our live is going to be next week. I want to say our live might be possibly starting fall content because even though it seems early, it's if I'm not starting to make stuff like now, then I'm behind in terms of content creation. So I believe ours next week is going to be something fall related. I want to say it might be a fall dessert popcorn, but the schedule is on there. And again, if any changes happen, like the actual what the live is going to be about or the time or day or anything like that, I definitely let you guys know ahead of time. Well, if you don't mind, I'll come every Friday. I would love that. I'd love to see you every Friday. Laugh out loud, I'll try to come every day I can. An OMG follow theme would be Black Cat and Pumpkin. Ooh, I like that. Oh yeah, like those classic like Black Cat and Pumpkin sweatshirts. I keep seeing those recently pop up. Like a lot of vintage designs are starting to pop up, but that would be super cute. I like that idea. Yes, let me know if you guys want to see anything specific, just like that, and I will. I need to make a list of things coming up so I can start to whip some fun stuff out. Let's see, what else is coming up? Oh, if you guys want to go to a virtual baking conference, it's called the Bake Fest, and they have one every May, but they also do a holiday edition, and it's at the beginning of October this year. It's that first weekend, the 5th and 6th, and it's 2 days of baking, like tutorials, and if you want to do baking business or you do baking for a hobby or pretty much anything in between, there's live classes where you can participate, and it's all virtual, so you can do it from the comfort of your kitchen. So with that kind of thing, so if you want to purchase a ticket for that, I have that information on my community tab, but I'll make sure to post it again. I think I'll post the information tomorrow morning just to make sure you can still see it easily. But I will be teaching a class there about cookie pops and specifically spooky cute cookie pops for Halloween. So if you're interested in that, that is one of many, many classes that are really awesome. And like I said, I'll make sure to post that information again so you can easily find the Bake Fest website. They have an early bird ticket sale going on right now through, I believe, August 31st. And if you use my code AdventuresNyum15, that's an additional 15% off the early bird. So it's even more of a sale price. So, yeah. Any questions about that, let me know in the chat or in the comments later. Yeah, no, I can't wait. And I'm excited. There's a lot of stuff coming up. How do you spell it? It's, can I add to the chat? I haven't tried that before. Let me see. Oh, that's a poll. Hold on. Okay, it's the Bake Fest. And like I said, I'll make sure to post it on the community tab tomorrow, but it's thebakefest.com. And then, yeah, so you can go check it out, check out all the speakers and everything like that. And like I said, it's a 2-day virtual baking conference. And what's really cool is that if you can't attend classes live or you missed a lot of classes because there's like 3 or 4 classes going on at the same time, then you can actually check out the recordings later and you get the recordings for an entire year. So is that cookie? Oh gosh, no. No, back here, they're not cookies. These are little candy melt letters that we're going to use to decorate our Cakesicles that we just made. So those are our little ABC letters. We don't talk about that. That's a friendly channel. They're perfect and adorable. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, let's see. We should be good with our Cakesicles. I think it should be set by now. Okay. So I always like to gently release from the sides first and then pop it out just to make sure that kind of satisfying to hear that little like cracking pulling away. All the sides are separated except for down here. Gotta do that one too. Just like with like a hot chocolate bomb mold as well, I always very carefully demold because I have had them crack on me before. Okay, and then we're gonna just pop it out with the stick like that. There's our nice smooth. It's nice and pretty. And we can kind of just snap off these little excess pieces over here of the chocolate from the back. But it's pretty clean overall because of continuing to clean off the sides with our offset spatula. I do the same thing with these ones. And popping that out too. Ooh. Another nice clean demolding, which is always very satisfying. Okay, and now we can add our little letters here. Let's see, catching up. Baking sounds fun. Baking is always so much fun. Do you have a favorite thing to bake? Everyone watching has liked. Oh, yay! Oh, you subbed. Thank you so much for subbing. I think you're really amazing, so I'm subscribing. Oh, thank you so much, Sumaya. I hope I said your name right, but thank you so much for being here and for subbing. Yeah, I already, as soon as I joined, she seems nice. The doors look so perfect. Oh, thank you so much. You're so sweet. Hi. Oh, hi. Thanks for joining. Happy Friday. I'm so glad you got to join. I missed so many of your videos. I know this. I was just mentioning the summer has gone by crazy fast. That's so smooth and perfect. Yes, that's why I love the doing like Cakesicle molds or you know, doing cake pops and molds, that kind of stuff. I just love how smooth and perfect they look. With cake pops that are just dipped, so you kind of have to get the right dipping consistency. I don't bake, but I ate cake. My birthday was 2 days ago. Oh, happy belated birthday. That's awesome. What kind of cake do you have? Oh, she said my name. Now I can die happy. No, don't die. You're just make sure you go to school, do all of your stuff. But I really appreciate you being here and for joining. I just thought this one got a little bit messed up right there. I wasn't able to get the stuff all around it, so I can go in and fill that later with our stuff. But we'll finish decorating this one with our ABC. I'm kind of thinking I want to do like a little offset, maybe like kind of like that. But I'm thinking I want to use kitchen torch to just very lightly melt the top of it and then pop them on right away. We could either do that or put a little bit of melt on the back, but sometimes they kind of squish out the sides. It can be a whole thing. So I'm going to just lightly remelt again with the kitchen torch from a nice distance and moving consistently. We're just looking for those melts to go from kind of a matte finish to shiny, which tells us that they are melty enough to kind of work with. But we don't want to melt them too much or else they're going to start to like sag. So let's see. I think I want to pop you without touching. Oops, I touched. Okay, so there's our A. And then it's starting to set a little bit quickly. And there's our B. And let's do C. No. Over here. And kind of move B up a little bit to make it a little more even spacing. kind of press it firmly. Just that one didn't want to stick just yet. Okay. I think, yeah, that's the only tricky part about doing it like this. So that one's stuck tightly. Put you right there. An A right here. Okay, now it feels like they're gonna stick. And those set pretty quickly because the base on the inside is nice and cold. Let me get caught up here. Yes, exactly. Most lives never usually talk. Yes, I always love when you guys pop in the chat. So thank you all so much for being in the chat. I love being able to talk to you guys. I feel like it's so awkward when I'm just like talking to myself the whole time. Let's see. Kata isn't my name, it's my dog's channel. Yeah, that's right. Can you remind me of your first name? I feel like it's been a while and my mind is not with me at the moment. Dark chocolate cake with coffee frosting for your birthday cake. That sounds amazing. Let's see. Offset is perfect. Yeah, I think that looks really fun. I could have also added like a chocolate border to make it like a framed chocolate board, or not chocolate board, a framed chalkboard is what I was trying to say. I have the molds but never tried them, just watching to see it and then experiment with them. Yes, these are so much fun, and you can also of course do like single stripes of color with each of them as well, or just do like a nice plain base like this and then do something fun on top. I don't use this one near enough. I think it's a really fun one, and yeah, I found it this morning and I was like, this one seems way more fun than like the plain one. It looks so pretty. Sorry, I've been missing so much lately. I've been really busy. No worries. Life is crazy. I totally get that. I'm so glad I found your page. Oh, thank you so much, Rhonda. I'm so glad that you are enjoying everything. My name is Lindsay. No worries, you have to keep up with a lot of names. Okay, Lindsay, I'll remember. Lindsay and Kota's channel. Okay. Let's see, what kind of chocolate is the cake pop? For the outside, it's just like dark chocolate melting wafers and also white vanilla melting wafers. So for the black, I did white vanilla because usually with like buttercream, you'd want to have a chocolate base buttercream in order to deepen the chocolate color. That's what works best. But with candy melts, I realized that starting with the white vanilla melting wafers and then adding an oil-based food coloring to it helps to make it a nice dark black like this. So the outside is, and plus these ones are like vanilla melting wafers, and then there's that chocolate on the inside. And then for the filling, I used the vanilla cake with chocolate ganache to mix it together instead of buttercream, because I think it tastes so much better. Can you use almond bark? Ooh, I've heard of that, but I don't think I've ever used it for any of my stuff. So I need to go, I'll definitely check that out because I have been curious. I've heard of it, but I don't remember ever using it for any of my stuff so far, but I will look into it, Rhonda. Oh, yummy, dark chocolate. Yes, isn't dark chocolate so good? I always feel like so many people are like, I like white chocolate, I like milk chocolate, but people don't seem to understand the love of dark chocolate. I want to eat it now. Yeah, I have the windows open and my little bag started blowing around. But yeah, so our cake pop, Cakesicle, is complete. And we could also do like a nice little cute glitter spray on this one. I feel like I got a little bit of black on here. We could add some like edible glitter spray and something like that if we want to give it a little bit of a shine. Sometimes it makes it a little bit hard to take pictures of though because of the shininess of it. But I feel like this is just a really cute and simple back to school themed one. It'd be really cute to do like a white base and then have colorful ones so it's like a whiteboard. With like the whiteboard marker kind of colors for the letters and numbers. Let's see. Yeah, so I'd eat that in less than 6 seconds. It looks so good. Thank you all so much. Let's see, what else do we have? That's it for our live, but like I mentioned, if you want to take the Cookie Pop class as well as all the other classes, the tickets are on sale right now for the Bake Fest. And like I said, I'll post that information again either this afternoon or probably like first thing in the morning so that it's nice and fresh in the community tab feed. So you can see that. What else is going on? Oh, we have a couple more of today and tomorrow, a couple more shorts videos for the items I made for my sister's baby shower. Let's see, what else do we have coming up? More shorts videos every day, working on some longer form videos. Like I mentioned, the summer's gone by crazy fast, so I am working on getting a couple more of those out. I'm hoping to start to have a pattern to those of every other week to get those posted. If you guys want to see anything in particular, especially for Halloween and Christmas and fall season, all that kind of fun stuff, let me know. If you'd like to see anything in particular, specifically for tutorial or like longer videos, if you're kind of curious about any type of desserts that you'd be interested to see, or if you want to see them on live like this, that would be super great. Let's see, I'll watch all those videos you have. Need help with cooking. Dessert at the least, yeah. I do Savory Sunday videos every Sunday for shorts videos. So if you want like inspiration for some kind of fun food stuff and anything like that, I don't have a ton of longer tutorials for like regular savory stuff, but I don't know, I've been really into soups the past couple years, so maybe I should do like a soup video. I don't know if you guys would be interested in that. But yeah, desserts, definitely the majority of stuff on my channel is desserts. And of course, if you guys have any questions, feel free to pop things into the chat just like you're doing here, or videos later. What else? I can't believe summer's basically done now. It's sad because I don't like school. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope that you have a good school year though. I know it feels very daunting at the beginning of every school year, but once you kind of get in that flow and honestly, it goes by really, really fast, and it goes by faster every single year. I can attest to that because I've already been graduated from college for like 7 years at this point, and it's just time keeps going by faster and faster. So just try to enjoy what you're able to, and definitely take advantage of youth. But yeah, I hope you have a really good school year. I know that it's, especially at the beginning, I always dreaded the beginning of the school year. I was always so anxious to start the school year because of not knowing what to expect, and it can be very, very intimidating. But I hope that you guys have a really great school year, and if you'd like to see any more kind of back to school stuff in the future, let me know. Like I said, we're coming up really quick on fall, so I'm probably going to be starting on our fall stuff pretty much right away. Like I said, I think our next live is going to be something fall themed, and I'll continue to update the community tab with the upcoming lives if you guys want to see what item we're making ahead of time. I'm in 11th grade now, so only 2 more years and then college. Oh yeah, you're getting really close. That's really exciting. I hope you have a good year as well. Oh, bless. Good luck. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm really hoping that good things are to come in the next year. Working really hard on everything, and I really appreciate all of you being here so much and popping in the chat and talking to me. Like I said, I love being able to talk to people during the lives. I feel so weird just kind of keeping myself company. So I really appreciate all being here and for your support and for subscribing. I really, really appreciate all of that. And like I said, a lot of stuff coming up, a lot of stuff in the works. Also just kind of figuring out family stuff because my sister is having her first baby coming up this fall. So that's coming up really quick, and I'm going to be an aunt. I already feel like an aunt because of Penny, my sister's dog, to be completely honest, but aunt to my first human. So that'll be interesting and a whole new journey. But I definitely want to make a whole bunch of really fun holiday content for you guys. So let me know if you guys want to see anything in particular, because this is my favorite time of season coming up, and all that good stuff. Let's see if we have anything else. I stayed with you the whole process. Oh, thank you so much for being here the whole time. I know this one went a little bit longer than some of the other ones do, but I really appreciate you being here. Bye, have a good day. Bye, have a good day, Lindsay. I hope that you have a great day and a good start to your school year. Let me see. Okay, if there is nothing else in the chat, then that is it for our live today. Thank you all so much for being here for our back to school themed Cakesicle. This is really cute. Really happy with how it turned out, and I'll definitely take pictures and post that later. Um, and I think I caught you guys up on everything that we have coming up, so a lot of fun stuff to look out for. And yeah, next week, make sure to come back for our next live, and I hope you guys have a really great weekend and a great next week. I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.